And we're live. How'd you find Drew?
The money Kyle got me to find a personal trainer. I went to a Planet Fitness, and I go like, look, I'm not here to sign up for a membership. I don't want a membership. I want one-on-one training. And the guy, we can't help you. Well, a guy comes out in the parking lot after I leave. He goes, I got a guy. His name is Drew. Here's his number.
Really?
Yeah.
That was lucky.
That's the story of my life, man. That kind of stuff happens all that weird, fortunate timing, right place,
and the
right
guy,
time. Stuff.
What was his name?
Ian.
He didn't even know Drew that well. Like he wasn't like a close friend. He was just like a passing accomplice.
I was a casual acquaintance with his roommate. So if I'd come by and I think his roommate borrowed a couple of books from me because I'm really into like personal development and motivation and stuff.
We can talk about the book too.
Oh yeah. After 4 hours, I wrote a book.
Really?
I published my first book last month.
This week.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, well, 2 weeks ago.
Nice, congratulations, man.
Thank you very much. I'm excited about it.
Where can you buy it?
It's right now. I
tried to get him to put it on Amazon so he can do it digitally.
Right.
He hasn't got that confidence yet. I'm like,
it'll be up as an ebook soon. Right now I've sold my first 10 copies already. Just handing them out. Like really, like I published a book. Jordie brought up a good point actually. The people who were really supportive of me probably would have given me the $10 just because I asked for $10. But I was able to give a little value and bring a little value for a profit, so I'm all for it. But anyway, I let some kid borrow a couple books. His roommate was there. It was like, hey, this kid's got actually he's not some random black guy. He's
he's blind or something.
Yeah, it wasn't Woody. It wasn't that Woody mentality when I walked in the room.
You're thinking of Lefty.
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting.
No, you were right.
So, but anyway, yeah, it was just right place, right time, man. It's how it's always been for me. I've always been that fortunate and that lucky, so I'll take it.
Just for the record, Lefty wasn't racist either. It was just an ongoing joke.
I could tell.
Know. Yeah.
You're not giving yourself enough credit because, Drew obviously ran into the gym problem, and then we fell apart. And Drew tried to come back and get me to train again, and I just kept pushing him away because I was in that stage in my life where I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna use all my money, I'm gonna blow my brains out. And Drew wouldn't say no for an answer. He'd show up at my house randomly.
Really?
Yeah.
Couple times.
Couple times.
I mean, it was just, it's funny to see growth in people is huge. I feel good because I've always been active, so I never had to lose weight, never had health problems with fitness anyway, and I feel good. It feels good. Like Kyle, you probably feel good right now after just putting that weight up a little bit. Got a little blood flow, a little adrenaline. I mean, it's a good feeling.
You probably sit there thinking to yourself, I'm gonna do this shit again tomorrow, and it just happens.
It's a good feeling. But one thing that I really found does it even more is when I can help someone else feel as good as I feel on my best day, and it's something that you can actually give someone else, whether they're in a bad mood, good mood, whatever. If I can help someone else feel as good as I feel when I'm on a good day, I mean that kind of grabbed me. So I mean, I knew I could help you feel good. I didn't know if I could help you lose 250 pounds off the bat, like that. But
if that happens, it happens. But I'm going to the gym more for my mental sake.
Yeah.
Because after I quit walking, my body went down straight to fuck down. I went from being able to walk 4 miles a day. I was walking two and a half some days, but I could do 4 miles a day if I wanted to. I don't know how close to the mic I am. But pull the mic closer. But I quit for an entire month. It's like fuck it, entire month quit. I got to the point where I'd sit in my chair and my back would hurt. The back just gave out that much. He was like, fuck it. And I was like, I didn't expect it to degrade that fast. I didn't. I was like, fuck.
yeah, so now we
had to start from basically scratch, and I went back with Drew, and I'm back up to easily doing a mile. I can do a mile now and then get right into a workout.
Yeah, miles. We do a mile just to kind of catch up and talk.
Yeah, but the first week I could walk the parking lot and then be in gripping pain. Kind of like the first day I walked to Kyle's house. First day I walked to Kyle's house, he thought I was going to die.
Yeah, that was a rough day. But it's like everything else. I mean, you make progress faster than you think you do. It's consistency, and you know that. It's just hard.
Drew, of your clients, how many of them are projects, right? They're like wings, and how many are like Adonises when they start with you and they just want a trainer to partner with them? And
I'd say majority of them are guys that are already in shape that want to be that next level.
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of training I'm doing. Like, there's no one that's quite like Jordie, physically, psychologically. But I've got a lot of clients who just need to lose weight. But I also have a lot of athletes. I deal with a lot of and young athletes. Like, I'm talking elementary school, middle school, high school, a couple college athletes. Never really worked with professional athletes before. Obviously because they have their own facilities and their own everything. And I don't make the cut on that level. But a lot of people, I see similarities no matter what. I guess that's kind of, I hope that answers your question. Like, although you all come from different areas, different walks, different journeys, the progress is very easy to measure. It's all numbers, so weights, times, fat percentage measurements. I love fitness because it's so easy to measure progress. There's no subjectivity in it. You either push the weight or you don't. You make the time or you don't. You have the inches or you don't. So it's easy to be accountable, even if you want to bullshit around or you want to take it serious. But everybody, once they enjoy it, like once they see a little bit of progress, everyone gets hooked. Everyone does. Who wouldn't want to have success in a bottle or like a science to feel good? And that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, like I have my own goals. I have a couple goals, and one of them is a Kyle goal. I still want to walk Mount Currahee, and like I'm still going to go do that. And
Actually, you talked about that the other day.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We talked about being Currahee strong. And another goal for mine is like I want to get to 200 pounds on the bench, repping it 30 times. 10 sets, and I want to be able to do lunges with weight added onto me. Whether I lose weight to get to that point or not, I think the act of turning myself into that person will result in weight loss or at least body changing regardless.
It's clear that you're getting fitter in a lot of ways, and you're getting stronger. You can't exercise away a bad diet, though, right? Like, is that going okay?
My diet's horrible, and a lot of that comes from my mental stability right now.
Right.
I have no foreseeable future financially, and like it's like fuck. It wrecks me. It does. Like I sleep a lot.
I was gonna say sleep schedule is another thing that, like for me, sleep schedule, inconsistent diet go hand in hand. And I was just reading, I don't know if it's bro science or real science, that a bad sleep schedule, undoes a lot of the work you do in the gym and at the kitchen.
It's bad. Sleeping inconsistently will almost slow or halt your recovery. It won't necessarily hurt your gains. You know what I mean? So if you kill it in the gym, you're gonna sleep like a baby. And if you force yourself out of it, it's not that you're not getting the results. There's a lot of recovery mechanisms that kick in through REM sleep. And if you don't get them, it's harder to keep going on that level of intensity. Now, 9-to-5 jobs or anything that maybe is less physically strenuous, although psychologically it's just as stressful, you could probably do without sleep for a couple days if you really had to. But as far as like even personally, when I hit the gym hard and I don't sleep because I got to either do something else with something else, I can't get the same workout, or I crash and I force you literally just fall asleep.
And I have a good workout. I sleep twice that day.
Yeah,
I usually come home, take a 3-hour nap, and then wake up and then go back to bed.
Well, that might be a bad thing though, Wings, right? Like if your second one is literally a good sleep, then not. But I bet it's not. I bet when you come home, take a nap, now you're up really later than you hope to be, or you don't get a full sleep that second time. I wonder if there's an easy solution. Like sometimes for me, if I want a 3 p.m. nap, I'll have a coffee, and that'll get me going till 10 or something when it's a better time to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Showers.
You say?
In fact, if it's like 2 p.m. and I'm just doing that thing where I'm drowsy and I'm just like my eyes are literally falling down and I'm just like, I know that if I went back to bed and curled up, I could sleep for 3 hours right now, no problem. I go take a shower, and like I'll usually do both. I usually do coffee and a shower. I love my Keurig coffee machine. That thing is awesome. I love that. So like I drink a good bit of coffee. Nothing like Chiz and Kitty because they drink scary amounts.
I don't drink coffee. I probably have a coffee a week, something like that. Like that's not a lot.
I have about 2 a day.
Yeah.
I could probably count the number of coffees I drink with one hand.
Bang. Yeah, that's all the time.
Maybe once every 3 months.
I think
Wings, the thing about coffee, like you could do the math. You could sit down and add it up, and if you drank like a cup of coffee a day, just the added heart rate, I bet it adds up to like pounds lost over the course.
It's an
I'm
appetite
like,
suppressant.
like I started out at 421. I'm at 431 right now.
But coffee's an appetite suppressant, and it helps you get your sleep track. You know, it obviously can ruin your sleep schedule too if you take it at 10 p.m.
I know we beat this like a dead bush, but like I don't eat because I'm hungry.
Oh right, I remember.
I eat because it's something I enjoy, and like when I'm feeling really shitty, I want something I enjoy.
All right, but that's also the side. Okay, Kyle, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I was going to just double back around. That's why, like you said, you eat to feel good. Mm-hmm. And when you feel shitty, you look for food. I think you're actually just looking for something to make you feel good, which is why we want to get you as many positive experiences as possible,
but you
can't feel good.
There's a difference. Like if I was at like an amusement park all day, hanging out with somebody I wanted to hang out with, I could go that whole day without eating. But if I go to the gym for like an hour and a half, and then I come back home and I sit here in this room looking at these 3 monitors, I'll be wanting to eat at least 3 times at that point.
Right, and that's natural. I mean, I don't think you should go without eating just because you're having fun.
That's something I got to work out myself. That's something you can't fix.
A lot of it, no. But my job is just to keep you. Well, not job, but my goal is to keep you in a positive mindset. Because when you're in a positive mindset, if you do eat, it's not that guilty, sloshy garbage. You might not eat great. You might not be eating, brown rice and perfect pairing of chicken breasts and vegetables, but a lot of times you do too. I remember you told me the other, when we first got started, you got in touch with that with the dietitian, and you were killing the vegetables. And
I still eat. My lunch is still broccoli and a protein shake.
Right. But it's just a consistency. Kyle, you were talking about that earlier, man. You stay consistent. The only thing that can happen is success. If you stay consistent long enough, it just kind of becomes way of life.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that talk was inevitable.
Yeah.
I try to keep it
upbeat. I think that was upbeat. That's good. That seems like there's a lot of positive things coming, and you're keeping your head straight. And it's a long road you gotta walk there.
That's the thing, right?
Consistency.
Yeah, I like it too. It's not going to be the sort of thing where you're like, hey, you know what? Since we last talked, now I'm perfect. Nah,
yeah,
right. The road from where you were to where you're going is a long one. You get there.
I'm still disappointed that the walk series didn't work because toward the 90-day period of those walks, I was feeling like I could beat the world, and then people wanted to start seeing the scales, and then as soon as the scales start going up at any, it destroyed all my motivation.
Well, I'm glad you're doing this bench press thing. I remember even before we did the thing at my house, one of my ideas was that I felt like because you're so heavy that when you lose 10 pounds, when I lose 10 pounds, if I feel like I've gotten a little bit chubby and I drop 10, I see it. I look in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, that 10 pounds went away. I totally see it in everything. Those love handles are gone. But when you lose 10, I don't think you can see it. But I always thought that with something like bench press, which is kind of like the bro workout anyway, everybody likes, where you bench. I felt like if you got on that and you were like, I've been working out for 3 weeks, my bench went up 15 pounds. 3 weeks later, it's gone up 20 pounds. And you could see actual results in steel on the side of that thing. I always thought that'd be good. So I'm glad you're doing that.
Shit, I'm trying to get 200 before the end of December. You're talking about 15 weeks on 50 pounds in 3 weeks.
I'll get it.
I've just whatever your results are, they're always faster than you think they're going to be. Are you taking any supplements at all?
Yeah,
anything
I'm
like
taking
that?
protein powder.
Okay.
I wish I could somehow tell you and have it work to push through the adversity a little more. Hey, you know what? I weighed myself, and I think you were at 411, and then you hit 409.
I hit 404 at the end of it.
And then someday you were back 5 pounds or something like that. You put some back
up
on.
to 409.
Okay, so you went from 404 to 409, and you were wrecked, right? But it's not supposed to be like that. And this sounds harsh to say it right now, but the line I tell myself, because I'm harsh with me, is you can't let a loss turn you into a loser. But
my problem is I didn't know where the loss came from. It was literally nothing.
Well, dude, you're a big guy. That was like a 1% swing in your weight. 1% swings happen. You let a single loss turn you into a loser, and but that's not the only time. I've known you for years now. This is something that we've seen before. You hit these bump in the roads, these hiccups, and you're just like, I'm done. And it shouldn't be that, right? It should be shucks, what do we do about this? Or if I keep my head down and push forward, I will eventually go forward. And I don't know. I wish that there was some way I could say, hey, Wings, just don't do that, right? And have it work, because clearly that's not going to do anything. But you know, you're going to hit a bump in the road. Someday you're doing these bench press gains, right? And you're getting, I mean to say this insultingly, but you're getting your beginner gains, right? Like right off the bat, you see some progress and things are going. You're getting stronger and your form's improving and everything is great. You're going to have a plateau. You know, a month from Drew will know when it's coming. I don't know, but you'll hit a plateau at some point.
Coming the way he's training me.
I'm sorry.
We're doing pyramids.
Well, yeah. Well, what he's saying is like if we keep doing exactly what we're doing now, you're going to hit gains, but eventually we can't keep going on that linear progression.
Yeah.
But the fun part about that is we can once you start, and everyone will see it. Once you start hitting that plateau, you start to do something else to make you new again. I'll make this one quick, but I got another client, and she had the same thing. She lost 42 pounds. But the way we lost 42 pounds, she's not going to lose another 10 doing the same thing. We had to completely change up everything she's doing. We were doing cardio, a lot of boxing, a lot of this, a lot of that. Now we got to switch it up again, and I think that's going to be, there's going to be steps. Like you said, there'll be disappointments too, but there's also going to be steps. Once you get to a certain plateau, then we'll either change the methodology, we'll change the approach, we'll change the balance, we'll change something, and then you may not top out at 300 pounds on a bench, but you'll be able to run a mile, then jump on the bench, drop set, whatever, pull-ups. There's so many things that
I'm just going after my
are out there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome that you've got a pro on your side. Like, it's cool that he has methods for dealing with the plateau. But the next time you hit a bump in the road, like, don't let that loss turn you into a loser, right? Just be like, all right, bump in the road. How do we beat this thing? And instead of, like, I feel like you do sometimes the Monopoly equivalent of just flipping the board upside down and saying, I'm done with this game. And,
you gotta nail it to the bar. You're like Mac trying to flip it.
Yeah. In Jordie McDennis.
I love that. I've seen every episode of it. I'm sorry to really sidetrack this whole thing with my Sunny in Philadelphia reference, but I love that show.
It's actually a good metaphor.
Very good.
Let's nail that Monopoly board down. You'll be disappointed a couple more times, but what you do about it. Actually, we're just joking around about this quote. What you do about what happens is what's going to shape you, not what happens. I mean, I bet if we went down the line, everyone's got a story where we should have probably offed ourselves a couple times just because we were so shot or depressed, or something happens where you could probably legitimately say this is what happened, and no one would blame you for just giving up. But it's what you do about that. I mean, mine was I have a couple things myself. I don't know. I could have gave up a while ago.
Yeah.
You'll get it. You'll get it. I mean, I think you're done quitting because I think you're sick of quitting.
I've been sick of quitting.
I
was sick of quitting at Kyle's house, and I quit twice since then.
You'll be all right. We'll be faced with that choice again. When you get the chance, you'll make the choice to keep going.
There it is.